Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Macedo is the best.
Hi there, Loy Macedo. Speaking to you from LoyMacedo.com. Who's Loy Macedo and Think Personal Branding? Today's video, you're going to get information that would leave you shocked. Absolutely shocked. If not shocked, you would really, the wheels in your head would keep moving, because when I heard about the news that I'm going to share with you, I was shocked by myself. I couldn't believe what I was listening. Okay. But first, let me tell you what are the various other headlines that I'm going to give you. $1 billion scam, Qatar versus UAE, banking housing report, airline versus bank, a couple of rape cases, prostitution cases in Dubai. Then very interesting article, discrimination versus emiratization. I'll give you my views on that, and I'm sure you would have something to say. And then 7 readers actually write to me from a bank that is committing some illegal stuff or not doing things proper. One guy, how he managed to close his credit cards, he gave a good idea. Another gentleman reported, which is not published in the paper, how his friend got deported. One guy from US has written about Rahaf, that Saudi teen, asking very intelligent questions, which I must share with you. And finally, I think the biggest question that I got, which was really, really intelligent, one comment that I got from a gentleman who is on my YouTube channel, he said, Roy, if UAE is so bad, if the market is so bad, why are you offering services to go to Dubai? Which I think is a very fair question, very intelligent question. If UAE is so bad, why are you offering services for people to go to Dubai? Shouldn't you not be offering the service? I will answer that question as well. Now, so let's move on to the big part first. Okay, today I'm going to give you the big part first. Now, whether you believe me or you don't believe me, I have friends, contacts and connections in various media and news outlets. Okay, different news outlets, because sometimes we share information, we use each other's contacts and connections to get information. Now, this guy or girl works for this major news outlet. Okay, guy or girl, I can't tell you who. He or she called me in the middle of the night and said, "You would not believe if I tell you this." And I picked up the phone because it's in my approved list, my white list. She told me that a Bollywood actor. Now I want you to think, let's say the top 5 highest paid super mega stars of India. The top 5. Just think of the top. Who play the goody roles, who are award winners, who are the highest paid, whose movies rake in billions, who are family people, who are like the epitome of goodness. So think of the top 5. Among these top 5, I can't give you specifically who. Among these top 5, one of them. Now all of them are, I would say one thing, they don't have very clean images, or they're not saints. Everyone has skeletons in their closet. Everyone does a little bit naughty things here and there, drinking, girls, whatever. But one of them got implicated for rape. He raped a girl. Okay? He raped a girl, and this girl decided to go to the press and to the cops to keep her quiet. This girl got paid 2.5 million. Now the girl is also famous. She got paid 2.5 million US dollars. And how did my friend come to know about this? Is because my friend got paid $100,000 to make sure that this story does not get published. And whether you believe it or not, I trust my friend. I was shocked to know who the actor was. It's a male, very famous, gets paid millions, has been awarded big awards globally, internationally. I mean, is the epitome of goodness. I could not believe that this person tried to rape a girl. And I know who the girl is, means through the name. And I know this story is true. So you guess. I cannot give you the name, but you guess who the person is. Like I told you, the clue is, okay, like, the top five. I don't want to go from that. Top five. It can be any one of the top five. Okay. So this was the first major breaking news that I want to share with you. It just happened just 2-3 days ago. The second one is even more big. This one is one of my contacts in the newspaper has told me a major story is going to come out. Major, really big scandal is going to come out, and it's going to get published in the papers. It took around 4 weeks to gather all the information and reports. They had their spies, they had their spying software, whatever, and it's going to create a smoking gun. And as soon as I get the green signal, as soon as I get the link, I'm going to be the first video channel to share it all over the internet. So get ready for this one. And the clue is it's based in UAE. It's based in UAE. It's going to be a major scandal. Okay, major scandal, which I'll share with you first. Last if not the least, once again, cannot give you who, but the ruler of one country, very happening country in the Middle East. Okay, one ruler. I won't tell you which one. It seems he has massive health issues, whether diabetes, blood pressure, heart, whatever. And because of this, they have 24/7 a doctor and an ambulance following this person. In fact, he's even going through a TRT, that is testosterone replacement therapy. He's going through that so that he does not die or wither fast. And I was shocked to know that, wow, he's actually going through that. No wonder he looks so healthy. So will the health continue? Will the person die? Big question. But if something does happen to the person, I'm telling you, it's going to shake the foundations of the Middle East. It's going to rock the whole place. It's going to be a big shocker. So these were the three first big news that I want to share with you. And I thought I'd get it out because I'm sure most of you like to know what is a big part, not keep it towards the end. So this is the first part, the big news. Now let me give you the other stuff, which is also pretty big. This guy, his name is Arif Naqvi. Okay, Naqvi or Naqi. The guy from Karachi, Pakistan. Okay, Pakistani businessman who was the founder and chief executive of Abraj Group. Now, Abraj Group was a private equity fund company with private credit impacting investments and investments in real estate. Why am I bringing him up? It seems Air Arabia finally files a lawsuit against him. It's on January 16th from Bloomberg. Now, what they say is, why it is in the news is because Air Arabia is the first publicly traded company to initiate legal proceedings. Why? Because he has taken 1.2 billion and misappropriated. Imagine 1.2 billion of Air Arabia. And now this guy has not only done Air Arabia, he has done even Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, even International Finance Corp. He has taken billions from all of them. Now, why am I sharing this particular information is because the largest creditors whom he has cheated include Sharjah-based Crescent Group, Mashruq Bank, Noor Bank, Commercial Bank of Dubai, Emirates, NBD. Okay, and this alone is 2.5 billion US dollars. Now you think if all these banks, $2.5 billion just goes waste, just poof, how it's going to impact the banking industry. And when the banking industry collapses, it's going to affect all other companies, and that will affect people's jobs. That will affect your livelihood. It's going to affect all the businesses. So this was a really dangerous thing. See, everything follows a logical pattern. I'm telling you, if one domino falls, it affects all other dominoes. So it will affect you. Watch and mark my words. The next one is in the news. Qatar says it will not invest in Jet Airways. Okay. Now, you might think, oh, this is not a big deal, Qatar. But here is one statement that shows you the relationship between Qatar and UAE. Qatar will not invest because Akbar al-Bakr said he will not. Why? Because of, and when he was talking about UAE, he says, we will not invest because the enemies have a stake in that. The enemy airlines or the enemies. Now imagine a CEO of a company that also of such a global international airlines is calling the UAE enemy. And when they can do that publicly, do you think UAE and Qatar is going to make peace? Here's another thing. Why did Qatar say this? Because Qatar suffered a loss of 252 million, okay, for the year ending 2017-18, it lost its access to 18 destinations, all because of what UAE, Saudi, Bahrain, all because of what they did. To counter these losses, they purchased a 10% stake in Hong Kong's Cathay Pacific, 10% and 5% in China's Southwest Airlines. So the amount of losses that it's going year after year, and given the fact that they have to invest in other places, I don't think Qatar and UAE is going to make peace anytime soon. So many of you were asking about it. Now, the next one is the financial crash, which is from express.co.uk. Here, the question that which really stood out was people are getting afraid that 2019 is going to be a repeat of 2008. And what was 2008? The massive housing bubble crash, of which resulted in Lehman Brothers being wiped out, a company that was so strong. Now, the other thing that is shocking about this article is it seems more than 55% of the population, that means half, they have stopped believing in banks and they do not believe in bankers and investors. So that is not a very good thing. If you don't trust the financial institutions in your own country, how would you get money rolling in? Now, the next news, which I think you should pay attention to, is Arabian Business and Gulf News. In this article, which was on Facebook, are Dubai landlords struggling to sell homes? Now, the article is very simple. It's the housing market is crashing. Now, people are not willing to spend more than 1.2 million per house, and they're finding it very hard to sell. It seems prices are going to come down even more. Now, why do I share this particular news with you is on Facebook, the number of people who have commented. I want you to actually go to Gulf News Facebook and check it out. People are openly saying, why the hell should I invest my money when I can't be a citizen, when I know that I'll not have a job, when I know that there is no stability, when the policies change, when Middle East is not a secret. So now people are openly talking about it. It's no longer a secret. And because of the dawn of the social media age where people can share information, you can't, publish fake news. In fact, two of my client friends have lost. One lost a Canadian, he lost 7 million. The other American lost 32 million. That is in dirhams. They lost because of these investments, the prices of the houses being crashed. They made a lot of money. They made a lot of money in the heydays, plenty of money, much more than this. But now, what they've told me is, Lloyd, if I get 50% of my investment, it would be a miracle. So that's not a very good sign. In fact, one of them sent me some images of, get a 5-year visa, get a 2-year visa, get a 10-year visa, nice, beautiful looking brochures. It's come to that desperate levels that people are even, selling you visas or the dreams of having visas just for you to buy an apartment. Just think, such desperate times. Then you have Fly Dubai that requires nearly 1 million dirhams because they are under losses. Why Fly Dubai is because of rising fuel prices and increasing operating costs. So they are planning to give a lot of the back-end operations to third world countries to cut down costs. They're going to terminate a lot of people, so a lot of people are going to lose jobs. And in 2018, it seems they had net losses of 316 million dirhams. Now, ask yourself, where does this money come from? It comes from the government. It comes from their treasury. And they have been losing 142 million earlier year. So every year, their losses are increasing. So the government is going to, it's going to eat into its savings, going to eat into its treasury. So what other way will they make money? By charging expatriates. They can't charge the citizens. Expatriates, more fines, more hidden charges. They are going to do anything just to make sure money comes in. Because keep in mind, money, you can't just keep printing it. You need to get it from somewhere. If you're running a business, how else would you run your business? Next one, which I found a pretty fishy news. I don't believe this. I personally don't believe this. It seems that Emirates NBD made a profit of 10 billion dirhams. Everyone's making a loss. But here is a bank that says, oh, everyone's making a loss. Only we made 10 billion. I feel there is more than meets the eye. They are not talking about a lot of other things. And some of these stories you just can't believe or buy. If they were making a 10 billion dirham profit, okay, they should be expanding. They should be having vacancies. They should be employing more people. In fact, I spoke to people who are working in Emirates NBD. They are afraid of losing their jobs. And many departments are closing down. What the hell is happening? I don't buy this news. The next one is a 21-year-old Pakistani woman got raped in a park. You might say, oh, Loy, that's nothing great. It happens everywhere. But this was not reported by Gulf News. This was reported by Siyasat.com. Okay. The reason I'm sharing with you is because some of you say UAE is the safest country in the world. There's nothing to worry about. Well, this is reality for you. And just in case, for those of you who keep thinking everything is safe, we are secure, well, a female woman, this is in Khalij Times, a woman got in trouble with the law. She's in court. She might end up with jail and a fine only because she commented on a social media, that is Instagram. She just commented on Instagram, giving some bad words or whatever. And because of that, she is now standing trial. So that's why I keep telling you, be careful what you comment on a public platform, that is Facebook or Instagram, especially when it comes to personal. One other guy, I find this even more shocking. He offended his fiancée. He's going to get married to this girl, and he was sentenced to jail for offending her with a 20,000 dirham fine in Abu Dhabi. Another man, he ended up in court because he sent a sexual video to a girl on his contact list. He said he did by mistake, but once you send it, you're in deep trouble. So please be careful. The next one is, for those of you who keep saying, oh, Loy, you're fake news. You know, Dubai follows the values of Islam, and it's, for those of you, national.ae, which is the newspaper of UAE, okay, said prostitute arrested after customer not paying 100% of the bill. So please explain to me, if UAE is supposed to be only following the ways of Islam, which is supposed to be holy, okay, from where did this prostitute come? Why didn't they say shocking they discovered a prostitute? No, it was not said shocking they discovered a prostitute. Rather, the news is, like, candidly, prostitute, she's arrested. Why? Because, customer didn't pay up. Now, the funny thing in this is, she's stupid. She's from Morocco. She's stupid because she was put in touch with this Saudi client through WhatsApp. The woman arrived in his hotel room in Al Gises. See the fun. 3 hours with him, ding, 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 jing, jing, having alcohol, having sex. When she wanted to leave, the man only paid her 600. Maybe it was not good quality service. When he refused to pay, she called the police and reported him. Now, the best part of this news is, the woman is charged with prostitution. Nowhere does it say the man was charged for having sex, being Muslim, doing haram, having sex out of marriage, having sex with the prostitute. No, nothing about him. The woman was charged. So you see, in fact, I don't find, instead of the news saying prostitute arrested, why didn't they put Muslim man arrested for engaging in illicit sex that goes against Islam? See the heading. And correct me if I'm wrong. You tell me if I'm wrong. I'm very open to it. Next one is, mother jailed in UAE for forcing daughter into flesh trade. She tried to sell her 17-year-old daughter's virginity for $500,000 and a gold necklace. There are these sick bastards who are there for whom the hymen, that is the covering on the vagina, that is, so precious. If I can break that with my penis and get blood out, it's a fresh virgin. Wow. It's so sick. It's so sick, this mentality that people have, especially the people of these cultures, okay, where they feel that virginity is so important. The hymen is so important. That blood during the first night of marriage, that is very, very important. Fucking sick animals. The mother's sick. This thing is also sick. Next one is, this one I really have a lot to say. It seems in Khalij Times, bosses and firms can be fined up to 1 million if you engage in discrimination. Wow. Like in India, they say, Talia, clap. Wow. Such a great country. Let me think, what is discrimination? If local gets paid 10 times more than Asian for same job, is that discrimination, or is that, what is that? Okay, you commit a crime, local, Asian commits a crime. Local, no problem. No problem. You are Watani, no problem. You haram, you India, you Bangladesh, you Pakistani. You know, no, that is not discrimination. That is just laws. Who are they trying to fool? Who are they trying to fool? In fact, when I saw the Facebook, the people were actually laughing. Some of them were like, "This is only, just to read." It's pretty amazing because see, here's the bullshit. Let me give you another article from Lexology.com that gives you the actual laws that protect Emiratis. Now, you want to know why Emiratization is never going to succeed? I will read out. This is by Gordon Barr and Anna Marshall, taken from the legal, this law firm, Tamimi and Company. I'll put the link below. It says the UAE law number 8 of 1980, the ministerial decree number 176 of 2009, ministerial decree 765 of 2015, and ministerial decree of 2012 of 2018. Forget all that, okay? Now, what do they say? What do they say? They say you cannot dismiss a UAE national, citizen, Emirati. You cannot dismiss him. Let's say you employed him, but you want to dismiss him. You cannot dismiss him as per Article 120. Now, what is 120? That means you're planning to dismiss him, but there is an expat working in the same department. Then why are you keeping him? Why are you dismissing him? Or if you dismiss him, you remove him and you get a non-Emirati, you get an expat. That is not allowed. Then that's wrong. That's number one. And how do you dismiss an Emirati? So the question is, let's say you're not happy with the Emirati, or the Emirati, is making life miserable for you as an expat businessman. You can dismiss an Emirati as per these rules, which I'm giving you. Number one, first you have to submit a valid complaint. Who do you have to submit? To the Ministry of Human Resources. You have to submit a complaint. Next is you should inform the Emirati many days in advance, plus you should give an exit interview. If everything is amicable, then it goes to the Ministry of Human Resource for 30 days prior to the dismissal. After that, the Ministry of Human Resource will call the Emirati and will call you to try to patch things up. If after that things don't work out, then there should be a mediation process. If after that also things don't work out, the ministry should agree to it, the Emirati should be okay with it, and only then you can proceed with the termination. So nearly 1 to 2 months. Now, there's another part. If in case the Emirati does not agree with you, or the Ministry of Human Resource is not happy, and he says, no, sorry, you can't dismiss him. And if you try to go ahead, the punishment is you will not be issued any more work permits for up to 6 months, and it can go on indefinitely as long as the Emirati upholds the case. The second one is your company can get blocked. You will be not allowed to issue any more work permits. Your operations can cease. You'll also have to pay fines that start from 20,000 dirhams. In conclusion, what does this article say? In conclusion, these are the steps taken to achieve this great vision 2020 of having more than 50% of UAE national workforce employed by expatriates. And if you ask me, after all this headache of having to take shit from a local Emirati, do you think me as an expat businessman would want to employ an Emirati local if all this headache is there? And now the second part is, after employing, if an Emirati knows that, oh, this company I'm holding, the owner buys balls, his balls are in my hand, you think he is going to keep quiet? He is not going to fuck your happiness? See, now here's a bigger question. Really big question. Do you seriously see the Emirati having any fear? That's number one. Second thing is, just now they were saying discrimination. Oh, discrimination not allowed. This is a different law for an Emirati. Do you see the same law that protects Indian, Filipino, Sri Lankan, Bangladeshi, African? Do you see that? Do you see the same rules for white skin Western passport holders? Don't you see 3 different rules for 3 different nationalities or nationality groups? Isn't that discrimination? When there's a difference in salary, when there's a difference in the way you treat people, when there's a difference in the laws, isn't that discrimination? Now, this is called fucking discrimination. In fact, I'll challenge you on this very big thing. You go to United States, and I openly ask you, use this in the comments, okay? You go to America, you go to a restaurant, you'll have an American serving you. You go to a shop, you'll have American serving you. You go for shoe polish, you might get an American ready to polish your shoes, okay? You go to India, you get an Indian serving you in a restaurant, doing shoe polish, working in the fish market, no problem. You're India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Philippines. All these countries, you'll get the citizens of the country working in small jobs as a taxi driver, working in a fish market, working in a grocery, working in a restaurant, serving food. But in the Middle East, have you ever seen an Emirati local? Have you ever seen a Saudi national serving tea to an expatriate, serving, polishing shoes, doing, cleaning fish? Have you ever seen Emirati local? Have you ever seen Emirati laborer working in the sun 12 hours like the Pakistanis, like the Indians, like the Bangladeshi? Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen Emirati carpenter? Have you ever seen Emirati plumber? Have you ever seen Emirati security guard, working with the Indians, the Pakistanis, cleaning toilets? No. You know why? Not, you might say, oh Lord, because they love their... No. It's because they have pampered them to such a level where every citizen today thinks the starting job is director. The starting job is manager. The starting salary is $10,000 with no experience. College grad. Oh, I want $10,000. I want to work 5 days a week. 6 hours because 2 hours is break. Plus I have to pray 5 times. I have to pray. Oh, during office hours. Each prayer is 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But it's paid. It's paid. So it's during work hours. Who would want to employ them? Who would want to employ them? Prove me if I'm wrong. I challenge you. Prove me if I'm wrong. When have you seen an Emirati waiter? When have you seen an Emirati laborer? When have you seen an Emirati doing housework? No. Because they only want big. Free house, free electricity, free water, free big job, free college. I don't have a problem. It's a great thing that the country is giving the citizens. But now they feel a sense of entitlement. And once it's like having children. Once you pamper the child and you spoil the child by giving the sun, moon and stars, the child would never want to work hard. That is why for me as a parent, I make my child sleep on the floor. There's no AC. Child sleeps on the floor. The child will work hard in the sun. The child will have a tough life because if tomorrow I die, I want my child to be able to survive anywhere. But if I were to put her in the AC, give her iPad, give her pocket money, make her study in, all these modern high-tech schools with Western people, she'll begin to think, this is my life, and by the time she's 18, she'll be dressing up like a punk, going fucking other people, driving an expensive car and taking drugs, smoke. No, I want her to be poor, live poor, work as a farmer so she can take care of herself. These are the values of hard work, which was there with the Emiratis, was there with the Arabic culture, was there when the days of the desert and the camel. But today, from camel, they've given them a Cadillac. And, oh, we are local. So this was the next one. Now comes the letters that people have written to me. This one is from a reader who works in one of the outsourced companies called Innovations. I used to work for Citibank outsourced company called Arcadia Marketing. So this must be something like that. So it's like this company gives you the visa, the outsourced company, and from here you work officially for the bank. So this company, its name is Innovations. It seems the HR people, they called them for a meeting and said, from now on, you'll not have paid holidays. And during sick days, if you don't have a medical report, you will have salary deduction plus extra. Well, that I feel any company, if you just take a random sick leave, you have to pay a price for it. But not being able to take a holiday, you have to take unpaid leave. That is uncalled for, and that is breaking the back. The next one is one reader wrote to me that 630 shops have been shut down. Now, I don't buy this until I have evidence. So in Dera, 630 shops. 630 is a huge number. I've told this person through WhatsApp, send me Photographs, until that I don't believe. So if you have any proof, please share it with me. And Harvey Nicholas in the Mall of Emirates has been shut down. Okay. And there's a correction. It seems Axiom Telecom is still out there. There are still outlets. Some people shared me the photographs. And the next one is this reader, I don't know, is confused or what. Lloyd, 45 people lost their jobs. We have not been paid for 7 months. What do we do? He has not given me the name of the company, nothing, no information. I just told him that go to your embassy, go to your consulate, take legal action, but go through the proper channels. Just writing to me doesn't help. The next one is this reader wrote how he managed to close his credit cards, which I thought was very smart. He had 4 credit cards from different banks. He was honest enough to tell me that this 100,000 plus that he spent on 4 different credit cards. Congratulations, smart guy. He spent it on nightclubs, prostitutes, girls, dating, whatever. And, he also had a bank loan of, almost 200,000. Very good. He could not pay the interest on the credit card bills until one of his friends from the banks gave him this advice, advised him to take a top-up loan from his personal loan. And he managed to get, from the 200,000, he managed to get another 120,000 plus top-up loan. He used that money to close all his credit cards, and now it's all come down to one liability, that is one loan. And now when you have a personal loan, you can, if you have lost a job 3 months, you can skip the loan installment, but after the 3rd month you have to pay. So that 3 month is a buffer. So what he says is, if you have multiple credit cards, take a personal loan, then have a top up, close all the credit cards. And when you have a single loan, it's easier to pay. But after that, he says, don't take credit cards. So that's a very smart one. This one is a letter where the guy says, my best friend was a Jordanian. He got kicked and deported out of the UAE because he posted a funny message on Instagram. I asked him for the link. He said that an account is deleted. He put a funny picture of himself, where he was actually making fun of someone or some fucking meme. It seems immediately he received a legal notice, and 10 days later he was deported out of the country. And now all that he says, he's lucky he got deported because he could have faced jail for 5 to 10 years. So Lloyd, please advise others not to comment anything negatively about UAE or make fun of anyone in the UAE, which I'm telling you. Okay. The next one is, this one is from a gentleman who he calls himself a friendly Joe from United States. Now, he is writing in terms of this girl, Rahaf, okay? What he says is, Lloyd, I found your video very entertaining, okay? Here are my thoughts about that Saudi refugee. Number 1, and these are very interesting thoughts, huh? Number 1, how did she get a passport without mail authorization? Because as per Saudis, without mail authorization, you don't get your passport. How did she get the passport? Nobody knows. Second one, she claimed that she left Saudi for Kuwait alone. But in Thailand, she claimed that she was on a vacation in Kuwait. So how can a female leave Saudi alone? And which one is true? Did she leave Saudi alone to escape from her parents, or was she in Kuwait having a holiday? Number 3, it seems she already had a ticket to Australia and change of plans from Bangkok to Australia. How can an 18-year-old with no job, no money, who is supposed to be poor, a refugee, afford a plane ticket? Who paid for this ticket? Because the 18-year-old obviously cannot afford all this. Point number 4, she had a valid tourist visa for Australia. Australia will never give you a tourist visa, that to a single female with no job and no income. They want assurance that in Australia you'll be paid for, you'll have a sponsor, or you'll get invitation or a security bond. How did she get this? Point number 5, when flying from Kuwait to Bangkok, she stayed in Bangkok rather than going directly to Australia. If someone is persecuted and suffering, and would they go for a vacation in Bangkok? Okay. And also knowing fully well that she didn't have any extension period in Thailand for visa. Then number 6 is arriving in Thailand, that also with no visa extension. The Thai authorities were ready to deport her. Then she managed to stay in a hotel. How is this possible? Where did she get money for the hotel? The next one is, in the hotel, she barricaded herself. She claims, I barricaded myself. How did she get food in the hotel room? And the best part, which I thought was really shocking, is in the video, we see photographs of her in the hotel room with a cell phone. Somebody else was standing there to take photographs of her, posing, crying, sad. Who was that other person helping her? Last, if not the least, her intended destination was Australia. Australia permitted her to come and file for asylum. But she decided she didn't want to go there. Why? Because nobody was giving her any importance, and that's why she moved on to Canada. Is this being demanding and defiant someone's behavior who's suffering? And now, after going, I will add one more. After going to Canada, drinking wine, eating bacon, okay, if you say that is okay. The next one was she rolled up a cigarette and she's busy smoking. Is this the behavior of someone who is suffering? And that too, she keeps advertising. See, I have no issues or problems. You want to put yourself on social media? Go ahead. You can put bacon in your mouth. You can put a bacon in your vagina and someone else's bacon and have no problem. That's your life. But you're saying that you're a refugee. You're in trouble. Oh, my life is in danger. Help me. Then why are you advertising what you're doing, where you are, why? If someone is truly suffering, would they behave like this? That's all I'm trying to say. If someone is really suffering, would they advertise themselves? So these are the 8 questions which I really thought were worth talking about. Okay. Now, last if not the least, the climax. This was a really intelligent question written by one guy. He says, Loy, if UAE is so bad, why are you offering services to the UAE? Why are you offering services to people to go to UAE and you keep saying bad about UAE? Why? I'll answer. Okay, good question, really good question. Now, let's say, for example, you have a daughter. I'm giving you an example, real life example. Let's say you have a daughter. And one fine day she brings this boy and says, I want to get married to him, Dad. I want to get married to him. So, what are you going to say? Hey, congrats, just get married. Go ahead. Go get married, have sex, have lots of children. Or would you caution the daughter? Would you say, where did he come from? Would you, spy on this guy? Would you find out things about him? Would you caution your daughter and tell her what happens after marriage, the bad things, that if she gets pregnant, he can dump her, he can smoke, he can drink, he can abuse her? Would you share the realities or would you just give her a fantasy? That's number one. Second one, let's say your son says, son, I want to start a business, Dad. I want to start a business. Will you just give him the money? Go ahead and start a business. Or would you tell him, see, in business, you can fail. You'll get into trouble. You can get into creditors, debtors, people will cheat you. Would you show the bad side? Now, if you really care about someone, you would tell them the good, the bad, and the ugly. Keep this in mind. I never go to people. My channel has never said, come to me, I will send you to Dubai. Come to Dubai, let's go to Dubai. Great, the tallest building, the biggest shopping mall, big salaries. In fact, I want you to search on YouTube. You'll find British real estate guy says, the time to invest is now. It's an amazing time. If you buy properties, you'll get return on investment. They say good things. You'll get cryptocurrency enthusiasts saying, now you should put your money. Now, when it's down, give me your money. You'll get investors for property market. See this house, see the beautiful balcony, see the beautiful view. Does any one of these, the cryptocurrency, real estate, or the, agents who tell you about jobs, do they tell you the ugly side? In fact, when you go to a salesman who's selling you a car, do you think he will tell you that, major amount of people had problems with the axle, or this really consumes a lot of petrol? This can give you a lot of problems in hidden service charges. They will never tell you. Why? Because they are sleazy salesmen who only want their benefit. But here you have one salesman who, yes, makes his money by rebranding resumes, by making, training people interview skills, but who tells you the reality, who tells you the fucking truth. So whom should you trust? See, if someone wants to do something, they'll do it anyhow. If a girl wants to get married to a guy, or a guy wants to get married to a girl, someone wants to smoke, someone wants to drink, do drugs, if someone wants to travel abroad, they will do it. They wouldn't give a fuck whether you tell them, don't do it. Try this. You meet anyone who's in love, tell them, don't get married, you'll get a divorce. Someone who wants to start a business, and don't do it, you'll lose your money. No, they will get married. So for me, people have already made up their mind that they want to migrate to Dubai, they want to go abroad, and then they come to me. But the difference between me and most of the people is, I don't paint a glorious, amazing, beautiful picture. I show you the realities. I tell you the ugly side. And the second thing what I do is, I prepare you to face this ugly side so that you don't get hurt or harmed. because I have the best interest in mind. And like I've told you, because the question was also, how do you help? If you're not the world's best, if you're not number one, being honest and genuine will never help you get a job. So if you're not the world's best, you're not the premier authority, you're not the ultimate, your education is not from Harvard, you're not the number one sales minting money machine for the company, you don't have incredible contacts and connections, then you have to play the game. And how do you play the game? Yes, you have to bullshit on your CV. You have to know what answers to give during the interview. You have to know how to play along with the loopholes. And that's, given the fact that I stayed 40 years in UAE, that is where I really am good at, which I can guarantee and assure you. You go to any Naukri.com, monstergulf.com, gulfjobs.com, gulftalent.com, all these hocus pocus, bogus, extra other recruitment companies, they will never fucking tell you the truth. They'll take your resume, they'll take your personal details, they'll take your fucking money, and that's it. They're just going to take you for a fucking ride. So it's up to you. Do you want to go to someone who tells you the reality? Or do you want to go to someone who paints such a beautiful romantic picture and gives you hope for incredible things to come? So I leave it up to you to decide which one is better. Like I told you, I'm the guy who will call a spade, who will tell you the ugly reality, who will tell you the truth. Okay? And I've told you, I have not come to you and said, hey, I offer services to, get you good placement in Dubai. Come to me, come. I have never come to you. Most of you have come to me. What I do through this YouTube channel, I don't make any fucking money that I can sustain through this. I'm doing it as a, public service. I'm doing it as a public service to educate people for free on my time, my effort, my money, my research. I'm doing it for free. So if I had to make money, fuck it, I would have told people, okay, pay $5 a month, only then you can access my account. No, I'm doing it for free. All I've told you is, out of courtesy, for the money, effort, and time, support the channel. Give a little bit of money here and there. $1. One. That is the price of a fucking chocolate. $1. If people don't even give that. So why do I take that? Because that, that drop by drop, that fills a jar. So $1, instead of buying a chocolate, you watch the video. Chala, I saw the video, I got some benefit. Let me support one. Because I'm sure you must be spending $5 for a meal, $10 to take a girl outside, $1,000 for a fucking iPhone. You can spend all that money. So if you can support a little bit, because you're getting some benefit, great, because it helps me. I have family, I have expenses, lights, electricity, the iMac, the repair, the software, the hard work, the research. So this is what I do. I give something of value, and out of goodwill, I say, do support. And the extra that I give, where I help people get jobs, that is my core. But just because I offer a service, I am never going to mislead people into false dreams. That's not my business. That's not how I do things, because I was once like you. In 2011, just Google 2011 Loy Macedo suicide. I tried to commit suicide because I was penniless on the street. And I know what it is to be poor. I know what it is to not have any friends, to be a nothing and nobody. And from there, I started my career and I succeeded. So those techniques that helped me achieve success, that made me earn good money, is what I train and share other people. So I hope this answers your question, guys. Like I've always told you, if you like the channel, if you like the content, give it a thumbs up. You want to put your comments. I always read your comments. I always respond to them. You have any information you'd like to share with me, WhatsApp or my email address. The information is put down below. Like to support the channel, please do share the videos if you can, or you can contribute through PayPal, whatever, even $1. Remember, the price of a chocolate. That would also help me. So this is me signing off for now. Send me your articles, send me your links, send me your videos. I'm always at your service. Loy Macedo signing off for now. Take care.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Macedo is the best.